Hey everyone, welcome back to my garden. So keep doing with the series of how to take care and plant roses in the early season. Today I'll show you guys step by step how I plant a bare root rose in the container. So let's do it now. Basically, first you need to prepare all the materials. You have well mixed potting soil here, and the next one your bare root rose, which you already put inside a bucket of water for rehydrating in a couple hours before planting. And finally, you need a decent size of the container. In this case, I'm using 18 inches by 18 inches container. I can say that pretty good size for a rose in couple years. And the other thing I need to mention here is this is very heavy container made of the clay, so I have to put it on a dolly. This dolly is pretty much reliable, and I made it last night by using a 2 by 10 wood block from the construction, and I installed 4 cutter wheels on. Those wheels I bought from Home Depot, so it is economic and doable option. Then everything is done, you can move your container freely around your garden. For me, I don't want to carry this heavy stuff around my garden. So everything is ready. Let's go for the next step. For the next step, I put a layer of styrofoam at the bottom of the container to help water draining easily later on. So basically you can put anything just like rocks, stones, charcoal, broken pottery, but I usually just want to use a cheaper material which I already have. In this case, I just want to recycle the styrofoam which I already stored in my garage long time ago. Next step, I will use the shovel to scoop the potting mix soil into the container about its halfway. Alright, it's about to be there. So let's do next step. The next one, you're gonna take the bare root out, and we'll take a look around all the canes. If you see any damages, any stems are thing weak, need to be pruned off. Again, just a friendly reminding, before your pruning, please sterilize your pruner to avoid the disease doesn't transplant from one plant to the other. So after I gave the rose a light pruning, it looks okay and ready for planting now. All the canes are already cut off at the tip, and anything's damaged, weak and unhealthy for growing were pruned up, and now it's look good to go for the next step. It means time for planting, so let's do it. With this step, I gonna try to place the root in the container to see how deep the root gonna go, and after that I will adjust the soil level at the bottom of root. So the idea is I just want the top of the soil somehow is right here, right on the bud union or for my climate because we have a lot of rains and wet winter. So ideally, the top of the soil will be always just covering up to level up with the bud union. Otherwise, it will not be growing well, and the cold, wet winter will damage the bud union, a weak spot of the grafted rose. But if you are in colder weather, please adjust to adapt your climate. So basically for the newly root planting, I usually don't put any fertilizer for the first year. One thing I just want to add in when planting is warm casting. So I think this stuff, as my experience, is very good for any plant at the first year. And my fertilizing program gonna be waiting until the leaf is out, just around the end of the spring. I will give the newly roses a good dose of liquid fertilizer such as fish emulsion, seaweed, or cap liquid. Those kind of stuff are good for roses at the first year, and you can wait for your roses enter to the second year. When they are more established and mature, you can go with another program of fertilizing with stronger fertilizer. So I will put 1 cup of warm casting in the pot for now. Okay, now it's time for planting. So let's do it. When you fill up your roses with the soil, one thing just want to mention here is you need to make sure all the roots have to be spreading evenly to all the direction inside the container. The reason why doing that, because you try to avoid your rose has a root bound situation after a short time of growing. Normally, I gonna correct the root direction right on the first time of planting to be sure all the roots are going to grow evenly to limit root bound in a year or two. Eventually, you will replant your rose after from 3 to 5 years to trim off the excessive roots, because after a long time growing in limited space, the root will be growing dense and long, and it will choke itself. So you will need to correct for them by refreshing the soil and cut off the unhealthy long roots to encourage the new root developing. And the other thing is to tuck down the soil and press gently to make sure no air pockets to contact with your roots. You can see the soil level almost full. I'm gonna stop temporarily filling up the soil here, and to give a good watering for the whole plant. By doing this, you will settle the soil in the container, and if there are any pockets under the root after you press the soil, The water will help the above soil to fill up into those pockets. I am also using the stick to poke around the root as well. So I believe with this technique, all the air pockets will be eliminated, as many as I could, and all the roots will contact directly with the soil. And the other hand, the draining will be better and the air will go easily into the soil to help the root growing well later on. After all the water just draining, I will keep filling up with the rest of the soil. So pretty much straightforward and simple from now on. And I also add 2 or 3 scoops of humic product at this stage to help the newly plant quickly settle down and grow in the new root and leaves in the next couple months. So today is a new day. I already filled up with all the soil last night, and I moved the container to my front yard for the new season. In case if anyone is wondering what is this rose, so this rose name is the Pride, hybridized by European company named IRP International and distributed by Palantine Roses in Canada. So it is wrapping up for this video. Thanks for watching. Please consider to subscribe and hit the like button for the coming videos. Bye for now.